Alrighty, guys. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. I hope everyone is having a wonderful morning. We got ourselves a heck of a day for today, my friends. We now have a moderate risk, a level 4 out of 5 severe weather threat, my friends. But anyways, folks, welcome everybody. We do have ourselves, like I said, an active day today. For all hazards, tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, we already have a couple watches out here. We got a tornado watch in effect currently for Louisiana, portions of eastern Texas, areas of like southern Mississippi, as well as a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for northeastern Texas, including the Dallas-Fort Worth area, a few counties in southeastern Oklahoma, as well as southwestern Arkansas. A little bit of activity is already starting to begin. However, the main threat's not really going to be kicking off until later on this afternoon into the evening. That's where kind of the main threat's going to really start. So yeah, this stream's just going to be a little bit of a briefing. We're going to go over the risk. We're going to go over everything we really need to know. And then later today, it'll be after 2 o'clock because I have an internet person coming over here to work on my internet. And then once he gets done here, then we'll go live for the main event. So we will be going live today for sure. But what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. Let's see. We have Storm Tracker Red. We have Isaac, Lord. Tabletop. Category 1 Hurricane for 6 months. Appreciate it. I'll get to your message here in a second. We got Azin. We have Peachy. Airborne, Xavier, Tom. Let's see here. Diana. We have Ponderosa, Peachy, Tammy, and of course everybody else who is here but just not chatting. But yeah, thanks to Tabletop. Appreciate it, man. Let's see here. Will the higher chances of severe make the severe risks worse for coastal North Carolina tomorrow? As of now, no. You are in, I think, a marginal risk still. Let me double check this real quickly. I do think you're in the marginal. Yep, you are. You're in a level 1 threat. And you did mention timing. It'll be sometime late tomorrow evening. The time's still not certain, but it's just a low-end threat. It's honestly, you're in a marginal. It's pretty unlikely that you'll see severe weather. I mean, although there is a possibility for some severe thunderstorms nearby, but yeah, it honestly isn't going to be anything super significant for your area, thankfully. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop our way actually over here to the, or we'll go ahead and bring the SPC over here to you guys. Like we mentioned, it's a pretty active day today. We got a big old moderate risk, which if you don't know what that is, the scale for severe weather goes up to a level 5. We're in a level 4 out of 5 for today, which, even level 1, level 2 can be, decent severe weather events. We got a level 4 today, which is pretty big. It's a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. So the main bullseye area today is going to be between pretty much Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Those are going to be kind of the heaviest hit states regarding today's severe weather and stuff. So that's where a lot of today. So basically, if you're in the dark, if you're in the dark green here, the light green is just a chance for thunderstorms, nothing severe. The dark green is where it starts. That's where that level 1 severe weather threat begins. So if you are in the dark green, you are at risk for severe weather. Although, the odds are a little bit low of you actually seeing anything severe, but there still could be some severe storms nearby. So keep it on the radar and stuff. Then you work your way into the yellow or the level 2 slight risk, which that is where things get a little bit more a little bit more likely, as we do have more organized severe weather in your area, and you definitely could be impacted by some severe storms. Now, whenever it comes to the orange, this is at level 3 enhanced risk. That's where things really start to get a little bit interesting. Once you get your way into the enhanced risk, that's where numerous shots for severe weather is going to be in the area, as well as whenever it comes to it, it'll also be pretty, not only would it be more likely, but it would also, be fairly, potentially more severe as well. And then, of course, we do have ourselves the level 4 threat out here overall, which that is the moderate risk here in general. So that is definitely something that we are going to really need to watch out here for today. Out there towards like central Louisiana, throughout places out here towards like central, central Mississippi and stuff. See, my mic's cutting out. How is my mic cutting out? Here, hold on. Let me see if I can fix this real quickly. Okay, so I'm on a new mic now. All right, I don't know what's going on. Is it better now? I don't know if it's an internet issue or if it's something to do with sound there. Let's see. Is everything running smooth though? Is it? Hold on a minute. Oh, that's interesting. Here, let's disable that. Okay. Let me. Okay. All right. It sounds good to me on my end. I don't know if it's YouTube just being stupid or something. See, him says it's not cutting out for me. Yeah, I mean, it sounds good on my end. It looks fine on my end. I really don't know what to say. There's really not a lot I can do to fix it. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty good on my end here. But anyways, so then we, like I said, then we talk tornado potential here. We do got ourselves a 15% significant risk here for tornadoes. That's a big threat for tornadic activity here across areas here in like central Louisiana, throughout like central Mississippi. So this is the big threat for tornadic activity. We will definitely need to be looking out there for those regions, as you know, numerous tornadoes could be quite possible today, and we are talking potential of some of those tornadoes potentially being EF2 or greater. So we are talking some really nasty, tornadic-like activity, to be occurring today, in which, like we mentioned here, the brown, or not the brown, the red here and the yellow are the significant risk areas where we could be seeing, once again, potentially EF2 or greater. So 10% chance across the yellow. So within a 25-mile radius of your location, there's a 10% chance a tornado will drop in that area. 15% chance across the red, the big threat for today. Then we have the 5% chance across the brown, which, mostly should be on the lower scale. We can't guarantee that, tornadoes won't exceed EF2, but more than likely those tornadoes in the 2% and the 5% are likely going to be probably EF2 or lower. But once again, we cannot confirm that for sure, but the majority of those significant tornadoes here is going to be out here towards the 10% and the 15% overall. So that's that. Now they did actually upgrade the enhanced risk, they actually did upgrade the wind threat here, or the enhanced risk equivalent here for damaging winds at a 30% chance overall. So there is a 30% hatched risk for damaging winds. We're talking potentially 60 70 plus miles an hour today. I mean, we're talking probably over 70 mile an hour wind gusts being likely today. That's basically what that significant risk represents, is basically the potential out there for damaging winds being 70 plus, probably in some occasions maybe 80 or so. Then lastly, we still have our relatively same hail threat here for today, with a 15% chance for hail likely ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. So hail is going to be kind of the last of the main concerns for today, although hail will still likely occur. But yeah, the main concern today is going to be tornadoes and of course damaging winds as well. Let's see here. Let me look at some of these questions or some of these comments here. See, do I think the enhanced risk could expand northward? Probably not, honestly. I think it'll mostly stay where it's at, because basically the instability is limited up there. The instability, only goes up so far, and with there being less instability for the region, the likelihood of it being more severe is not as high. Let me actually bring you guys over to the models, or we'll go ahead and bring the models over here for y'all. So, yeah, the instability it only goes up to a certain point here, in which, here, we're going to load up our 12 Zulu we have here. Yeah, so you can see where the enhanced risk is here for today, goes up as high as, like, kind of the northern side of Mississippi. And according to HRRR here, you can see that instability really kind of caps off at that region, with the slight risk and the marginal extending a bit further upward in that lower unstable environment. So unlikely. I don't think it will, to be honest with you. I think we're kind of stuck where we are. But let's just take a minute to look at this, though. I mean, this is our fuel in the atmosphere. This is essentially our instability that's in the atmosphere here. And I tell you what, man, for later today, the main threat's going to be later on this evening here overall. So we're going to be live late for sure. But yeah, the overall threat here is going to be really kicking off here sometime later this afternoon into the evening, in which, we are talking a fair amount of instability in the atmosphere, anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 and upwards of 2,000 joules per kilogram of instability. Anything over 1,000 is pretty suitable for severe weather events, is pretty good. In which, we're talking 1 to 2,000 joules in some areas a little bit higher. So the instability is there. That fuel for those storms is definitely there. And so that's in place. That's definitely in place on itself. Now, in terms of the wind shear and stuff like that, according to the RAP here, and other models here, we do have a pretty decent lower level jet here. The NAM shows it maybe a little bit stronger, but we are talking a lower level jet of around 50, 60 knots or so throughout the region. So we're talking instability between 1 and 2,000 joules per kilogram, as well as the lower level wind shear, the lower level jet stream, over 50 knots. That's pretty substantial. That's pretty decent. And of course, with our dew points, representing our moisture in this case, we do have strong northerly advection. A lot of that warm and moisture-filled air working its way into the country here in the south, really spiking those dew point temperatures, increasing humidity, overall water vapor content, which is going to be very much necessary or very much needed for those storms today. Dew points in the 60s does represent a fair amount of moisture that will be present in the atmosphere, especially given how not that far off it is from the actual temperature. So the closer your dew point is to your actual temperature, the more humidity there is in the atmosphere here. So, with dew point values here being in, the mid, in some cases the upper 60s, that's actually a fair amount of moisture that is available. So between everything we've looked at, 3 out of the 4 main ingredients, the instability's there, the wind shear's there, the moisture's there, and on top of that, our last one that we really need is a source of lift. But we already have a cold front, so we do know that there is going to be a lifting mechanism to allow for those storms to initiate overall. So, that is definitely something that we are gonna need to be looking out there for today, though. It's just all hazards, because whenever it comes to it, it looks like everything's fairly well in line here. So we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning. We do have a couple of these guys going off right now. These guys are not really anything super significant. We do have a little bit of morning convection, so a little bit of storms this morning. Really not a lot of thunderstorm activity going on, though. It might look like there's a lot of storms, but really there's not a lot of activity right now, which is a little concerning, because if you have a lot of activity, if you have a lot of convection in the morning, that could make the storms later this evening a little bit more harder to develop and potentially less potent. However, the problem is that there is not that much there's not that much convection here happening this morning, which is a bit problematic, because that can allow for the atmosphere to be really primed for later on this evening. So basically, say there was a lot of convection this morning, what happens is that from thunderstorms, you have your warm air intake, so the warm air that rises up in the atmosphere, and then you have your downdraft, the cold air that comes back down. It's a cycle of convection. So basically, you have the warm air going up, it cools down, and it sinks back down. Hot air rises, cold air sinks. So then that cold air that sinks back down ponds on the ground, in which that makes it to where the storms in the future kind of take that cooler air and they ingest it as it should be warm air, instead of cold air that gets intaked in those storms. It picks up a lot of that cold air from the morning convection. Hopefully that makes some sense to you guys. But yeah, the problem is that there's not a lot of thunderstorms happening right now, which that's a little bit problematic. Which means that the storms later today could be very much primed and ready to go. But anyways, folks, well, like I mentioned, right now, actively at the moment here, we are going to go ahead and let's go. We're going to go ahead and disable the outlook for today to show you guys the watches we do. So we already do have some watches in effect currently across the area here in that pink color for northeastern Texas, including the Dallas area. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning, severe thunderstorm watch in effect for basically the next 2 hours. This also includes a few counties in southeastern Oklahoma and southwestern Arkansas here. Then across the red, we do have ourselves a tornado watch that's in effect for the next 5 hours for portions of eastern Texas out here, for areas out there in Louisiana, as well as southern Mississippi. We do have ourselves, that tornado watch that is in effect out here. So, things are... things could obviously start popping off here, in which we already are seeing a little bit of storm activity kicking off. But once again, the main threat here is going to be later this evening overall. Let's see here. All right, silent death. I guess we can do a few zip codes here, to help you guys out, kind of show you all what kind of risk you're in here. So let me go ahead and first disable those warnings and stuff. And then we'll bring back up our SPC outlook for you. Obviously, you guys being weather aware today is top priority. You guys being prepared and knowing what to expect is going to be top priority today. So we will be doing a few zip codes. So let me go ahead and start off with you real quickly, my friend. You're in Louisiana. Yeah, so you're actually in the moderate risk. You are in that level 4 threat in general. So you definitely need to be weather aware today, as you do have a 15% chance for tornadoes within a 25-mile radius of your location. So, tornadoes, they're going to be possible in your vicinity today. So definitely keep an eye on it. That's a 15% chance for that. Now, also damaging winds, too, is going to be a problem. You have a 30% chance of seeing damaging winds, possibly 70-plus miles an hour. We're talking some pretty strong wind gusts today, possibly hurricane-force wind gusts out there today, on top of that tornado threat. And lastly, our hail threat here, we do have a 15% chance, non-significant threat, which means that you have a 15% chance of hail occurring within a 25-mile radius of your location. It could be for you or just within 25 miles of you, in which we could be seeing, essentially some hail possibly ranging between maybe 1 or 2 inches in diameter. So nothing super duper significant with the hail. But yeah, the main thing you got to look out for is, potential for tornadoes and damaging winds for sure. Tabletop, we already did yours, man. We already did yours in the beginning. Like I mentioned, you have a marginal level 1 threat. There's really not a lot more I can tell you. I told you that the storms will happen later on in the evening too. So really not a lot I can really tell you. Let's see here. John wants me to look here. Let's go and grab your zip code, my friend. So you're up in Alabama. Okay, so you're in the level 2 threat today. You are in a kind of the middle threat for today. You're not in the heavy stuff. The heavy stuff is going to be more to your southwest, but you are still in an active severe weather threat. You do need to be watching out for the weather, even in the slight risk, for sure. Now, with tornado probability, you have a 5% chance for tornadoes. So within a 25-mile circle around you, you have yourself a 5% chance of seeing tornadic activity within that region. So, tornadoes can't be ruled out. Definitely need to look out for it. Damaging winds, 15% chance. Wind gusts ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour in terms of wind gusts. And hail, a pretty small 5% chance for hail, ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter overall. So, yeah, your main concern is just going to be, damaging winds following tornadoes, and then hail kind of being the concern. Let's see. What time are the main storms going to hit? So it seems like those main storms are going to really start initiating sometime later this evening. Let me go ahead and bring up our simulated reflectivity here. So according to the HRRR, you can really see those storms popping off. So this morning we're going to be dealing with a bit of convection here throughout the morning. That's going to continue to occur. But yeah, it's not really until we approach later this evening is whenever that main line of storms rolls through. In which this is going to be right around 22, 23 Zulu. Anywhere from 22 to 0 Zulu is kind of when the main stuff really starts popping off. It could definitely start popping off a little bit earlier, but the main threat, I think, is going to really start kicking off here for pretty much later on this evening in general. There's no specific hour that I can see right now because it could really range, but sometime this evening, I really do think that things are going to really pop off in general. All right, Whitney wants me to take a look at a specific area. Let's go and pull this up. So this is for Mississippi. You, my friend, are in the enhanced risk. You're actually in that level 3 out of 4 severe weather threat for today. So you do have a decent chance for severe weather possibility. So in regarding to tornadoes, you do have a 10% chance for tornadic activity. So basically, within a 25-mile radius of your location, there's a 10% chance that you could be seeing tornadoes. And unfortunately, there is that hatch risk, which means that there is a possibility that some of those tornadoes could be EF2 or greater. So I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just letting you know there is a possibility for some strong tornadoes in the area today. So please make sure that you are watching the radar and making sure that you have a way to receive warnings. We'll be live a lot later today. This is kind of a little bit of an update for you guys, the stream here. And then later on tonight, we're going to go live for you guys for a lot of coverage, I think. So we'll be live for a while tonight. Now, in terms of damaging winds, we do have a 30% chance for damaging wind gusts out there towards you. The potential for 70 to 80 mile an hour wind gusts out there. And lastly, we do have a 15% chance out there for hail, likely ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter overall. So, yeah, main concern is going to be damaging winds, then tornadoes, then hail. And on top of that, you guys got to also be, remembering that there is going to be the potential for lightning as well, and perhaps even some flash flooding. So if we take a look here at the overall flooding risk real quickly for you guys, you can actually see here that we do actually have ourselves a pretty big slight risk for flooding. So as you guys can see, we have two different levels of flooding risk here. The scale goes up to 4 for flooding, and we have a level 2 out of 4 today for flooding. So there is a decent chance for some flooding, especially in those yellow areas. It's going to be quite possible. So if you live in these yellow areas here, even the green, if you're in a flood-prone area, an area that is, that likes to flood, just keep an eye on it, as there could be some ponding of water and some flooding that could be going on in those regions. So remember that. Lightning, flooding, tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, those are all going to be concerns here for today, okay? So make sure that you guys are remembering all the hazards. And like I said, if you guys can, go ahead and prep for it. If you have, like I mentioned, very important that you guys know where to go if a tornado warning or a really bad severe thunderstorm warning gets issued for you. Obviously, if you have a tornado warning, then you need to go to your safe spot. So if you have a basement, a storm cellar, that's an option. That's like your main option. If you don't, which not everybody does, then you go to the central interior portion of your home on the lowest floor. So in the middle, lowest floor of your home. And obviously, if you don't live in a normal home, if you live in a trailer, then just ditch the trailer, as that's not going to provide you any protection, unfortunately. So you do got to get yourself out of the trailer if a warning does get issued. Now, for severe thunderstorm warnings, are a little bit different. However, today's severe thunderstorm warnings are going to be a little bit more iffy. Once again, we are talking potential damaging wind gusts up to right around 70, 80, or potentially higher in some localized storms. Really strong winds today will be likely, and as well as hail. Hail's not going to be a super concerning threat today. I mean, there is a threat for hail, but it's not going to be anything excessive like the winds and the tornadic activity is expected for today. So, really got to watch out for those strong winds. And another thing, guys, is that if you have anything loose outside, anything that could easily get blown around, make sure that you bring that stuff inside. Okay, so make sure you bring anything, for example, lawn furniture, stuff that could easily get blown around. Make sure that you bring that light stuff in. That way it doesn't go flying. First of all, you don't lose your property or damage your property, but it could become a hazard for others. For example, if we'll just say your lawn chair goes flying and it could hit your neighbor's house or whatever, it could be a danger to others. So just bring that stuff in this morning before the storms really start initiating, and then that way you guys know that that's taken care of, and that you don't got to worry about that. And of course, after the storm goes out, then you can put your stuff back out. But anyways, that's that. Let's see here. All right, black tornado. Let's take a look at your area, my friend. But yeah, so like I mentioned, just make sure you guys get that stuff done today if you haven't already. In general, as you definitely want you guys to be actively weather aware. All right, so for you, black tornado, you are in a slight risk, level 2 threat. You have a 5% chance for tornadoes. You have a Let's see here. You are in the 15% chance for damaging wind gusts ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour. And hail, you got yourself a 5% chance for hail ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. So nothing super crazy with the hail, although can't be ruled out completely. It is something we do need to look out there for. All right, let's see here. DYD wants me to take a look here at 38701. Let's see here. This is up in Mississippi. So you, my friend, are in a level 3 enhanced risk. So you're in that upper threat for today. You're not in the maximum threat, but you're in a pretty decent concern for severe weather today. So you do have a 10% chance for tornadoes. Possibly, like we mentioned, there is an enhanced, there is a hatched risk for your area, which for tornadoes, that means that there could be the potential for some strong tornadoes nearby. We are talking with that hatched risk for tornadoes, that 10% chance that there could be the possibility for tornadoes EF2 or greater. So definitely look out for tornadoes. Now, damaging winds, we do have ourselves a 30% non-significant risk for damaging winds. So that means that you have a 30% chance of seeing damaging wind gusts within a 25-mile radius of your location. And whenever it comes to it, essentially, we're going to be seeing that damaging wind gusts ranging between like 60 and 70 miles an hour. Now, for the hatch risk area, that's going to be more towards like 70 to 80 miles an hour potentially, and maybe even a little higher in some spots overall. And, of course, lastly, our hail threat. We do have a 15% chance for hail, ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter overall. Alrighty. Let's see here. Zach wants me to look at southwest Louisiana. So southwest Louisiana kind of ranges. As you can see, there's 3 different risk areas in southwest Louisiana. We have the level 2 down here, level 3 towards Lake Charles, and the level 4 slightly southwest of Alexandria. So yeah, you can kind of see it ranges in southwest Louisiana. It depends on where you're at exactly. I mean, I can't tell you for sure, but there is a quite a dramatic differential across the southwestern side of Louisiana for today. So, you could be in any of those. Alrighty, let's see here. Whitney says, thank you, no problem. What's up, Samuel? Hope you're doing good. See, Overbuilt says, God bless. My safe spot is prayer. Oh, yeah. Well, Overbuilt, stay safe, man. Like I said, we're going to be live later today, so if we need to relay any warnings towards your area, we'll let you know, okay? Let's see. Red says, I have a friend from Hattiesburg. Can you tell me the forecast for him? Is that Mississippi? Hattiesburg? I think that's Mississippi. But they are in the moderate. Yeah, they're in the level 4. Which that's the maximum threat for today. So we do have a 15% chance for significant tornadoes out there. Potential for tornadoes being EF2 plus. 15% chance. And whenever it comes to damaging winds and stuff like that, we also do have a 30% hatch risk for damaging winds. We could be seeing some damaging wind gusts ranging between 70, maybe 80 miles an hour out there today. And then lastly, our hail threat, we do have a 15% chance for hail ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter overall. So yeah, definitely got to watch out for the winds and the tornadic activity for sure. And then of course, even hail can't be ruled out as well. Let's see here. Steven says, how bad could southeast Arkansas get? So, southeast Arkansas, does have a fairly decent risk for severe weather. There is a couple of risks similar to what we're looking at there in Louisiana. So it depends on exactly where you're at. Because, if you're down here, in really far southeast Arkansas.
A new tornado watch has been issued.
Oh, we got a new tornado watch. What's that for? That's for Texas. All right, well, we just got a new tornado watch. Anyways, but it really depends. If you're down here towards Lake Village, Hamburg, that's a level 3. If you're up here towards Pine Bluff, that's a level 2. So the thing is, though, there is quite a difference because this is a 5% chance for tornadoes out here. Non-significant tornadoes are likely going to be remaining EF2 or under. We can't guarantee that. But tornadoes are likely going to be on the lower scale. But once you work your way in this region with that 10% chance for tornadoes, there is actually a possibility that some of those could be EF2 or greater. So quite a bit of a difference. Obviously the SPC isn't always exactly pinpoint, but it does range a bit in southeastern Arkansas. That is for sure. It really just depends on where you're at because it does change quite a bit. And also the wind threat for both areas here is actually non-significant, which means that the wind gusts we're likely going to be seeing is going to be ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour today. And our hail threat is... well, I mean, it ranges quite a bit. The slight risk and the enhanced here is in a 15% chance for hail potentially being between 1 and 2 inches in diameter overall. So that's that. Let's see. But anyways.
A new tornado watch has been issued.
Let's see if we can pull this up for you guys. Let's see this new watch that they put up. I don't know if it's available on this program yet. Yeah, sometimes this program lags behind a little bit. It takes a minute. So we do have this tornado watch that's in effect. We have the severe thunderstorm watch up here that's in effect here too. Here, let me pull up SPC real quickly. They're usually the first to have it up. Oh, that's a considerable warning there. 1.75 inches. So there's the new tornado watch here that they issued, number 719. This is, a moderate chance for a tornado, so there's a 40% chance, I believe, for 2 or more tornadoes in the watch area. There's a 20% chance for tornadoes being EF2 or greater, which is fairly low. Wind threat, 60% chance, I think, of 10 or more damaging wind events. And hail, same thing, 60% chance. Even the moderate's moderate as well, or sorry, even the 2+ is moderate as well. So yeah, but there's that new watch. There's the main tornado watch that we have in effect right now. They do actually have a high percent chance for tornadoes in the watch area, an overall 70% chance, I think, of 2 or more tornadic events out there. That's there it is. Yeah, they just connected those two. So the red polygons that you guys see here, these are the tornado watches, and the pink one here, this is the severe thunderstorm watches that is in effect here. Let's see here. What about Florence? So Ice Cream, which Florence are you talking about? I am pretty sure there's more than one Florence. I am pretty sure that there is more than one Florence. So if you could let me know, is it Florence, Alabama? Maybe. Here, let me pull it up because I don't want to give you the wrong one. So if you guys could say the state too, that would be much appreciated. Florence, South Carolina, Florence, Alabama. Because South Carolina has a risk tomorrow, so I'm not too sure. Anyways, my friend, so I'm thinking you're in the Alabama one, but this is in the slight risk here up in northern Alabama in general. And for you guys up there, you do have a slight risk, which is a 5% chance for tornadoes, a 15% chance out there for damaging wind gusts ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour, and a 5% chance for hail ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. Did I say that wrong? 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts regarding 15% chance wind threat for that area. And the hail, I forgot what I said. And the 5% chance for hail ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. Did I say wind ranging in diameter? I don't know. My brain's not braining very much this morning. Anyways, Steven says, thank you, no problem. So actively right now, guys, we do have a couple of severe storms. We're going to go ahead and actually hop our radar over here too real quickly. Shreveport, we do have a warning to the north of Shreveport towards Oil City, towards Belcher, Benton, Austin, Vivian, as well as Plain Dealing. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for a tornado possible tag. It does not mean that there will be a tornado on it. It just means that the storm could go tornadic. We do have ourselves quarter-size hail, 1 inch in diameter, expected on that storm, as well as 60 mile per hour wind gusts expected on that one. We also do have ourselves another severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Unfortunately, the radar coverage in southeast Arkansas is very bad, so we need to get a new radar out here, hopefully. Southeast Arkansas is kind of a radar dead zone. Doesn't mean we have any radar coverage. It just means the lower level scans are completely not there because our radars are the ones that we do have are pretty far away. I mean, we have a radar here. We have a radar up here, the one we're using. We have a radar in Monroe there, but I think that's offline. Shreveport, there's that. I think the one in Monroe isn't even a main radar. I think this might be a airport radar. Anyways, but yeah, so radar coverage out here is a little bit iffy. But for this storm here, though, we do have a considerable damage threat on this one, in which we do have ourselves golf ball size hail, as well as 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts out on that one. So that is that. So definitely got to watch out for the hail on that one. Yeah, golf ball hail is no joke. That can shatter windows. That can definitely be a big problem. So that does include areas out here by Dermott, Arkansas. So this is in southeastern Arkansas. Out there by McGee, out here towards Arkansas City, Jerome. Let's see, Mount Olive, Post Oak. Let's see here, Donby. Some of those regions out there is under the severe thunderstorm warning for the next 22 minutes. Once again, for golf ball hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts overall. So just a bit of a heads up there for you guys. We also do have a flash flood warning here south of Dallas, currently in effect here for the next 2.5 hours, basically. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning just got issued here. So yeah, keep an eye out there for that. That's actually just south of Dallas, just to the south. And by the way, Dallas is under a severe thunderstorm watch, and the areas here in the red is under a tornado watch. So just a bit of a heads up there for you guys. Let's see here. Arkansas here, real bad storms approaching now. Southeast Arkansas. Gotcha. Yeah, so these guys here, actually we just got that new one here from Monticello. This is for quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Unfortunately, these storms are kind of light in comparison to what we are going to be seeing later today, more than likely. Yeah, I mean, golf ball hail, that's kind of probably right around the max that we're going to be seeing today. We could be getting a little over 2 inches in diameter, I think, possibly, but not too much higher in regards to hail today. But, yeah, it's going to be pretty active today, that's for sure. Let's see, Southeast Arkansas is getting a new radar soon, but they're slow. I don't know the exact timing. Are they? Oh, wow. That's actually pretty cool. I also heard that they're also working on a new radar. So other than the WSR-88D that we have now, I think I heard somewhere that they're working on a new radar system. It's the one we have now is outdated. It's been in effect, the current radar system we have right now has been in place since the late 80s. So our radars are a little bit old. They're like, what, 40-something years old? About 30-something years old, yeah. I don't think they were nationwide put in place until like the early 90s, but the first one was in the late 80s, I think, for Northern Virginia. I think that's where the first one came through, towards D.C. area. Let's see here. Jerry says Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I gotcha. So yeah, you're up here. You're up in Pine Bluff. So yeah, I mean these storms out there by you, the ones to your south, yeah, these ones are pretty concerning. They're a little, especially this one here is pretty significant. But you out there in Pine Bluff, it's honestly relatively calm, and we got a little bit of moderate rainfall out here. I mean, nothing problematic at the moment. And the way it looks, these storms are probably going to end up missing Pine Bluff as they are moving relatively to the northeast, so they should miss you. But, I mean, yeah, you are later today with that line that does come through, which I think this is the line right here starting to make shape right in there. That eventually will possibly drive some severe weather up into your area later today. So definitely need to keep an eye out there for that. They're talking about putting the radar in Dermott or Lake Village. Let's see, where is Dermott? That'll be very useful. Yeah, because Southeast Arkansas doesn't really have the best of radar coverage for sure. Let's see, is College Station, Texas in the threat? So yes, College Station, Texas is actually actively under a tornado watch right now. We do got a level 2 threat, a 5% chance for tornadoes. out there. We have let's see, a 15% chance for damaging wind gusts ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour, and a 15% chance for hail ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. So that is that. Luke says, what do I think about Florence, Alabama's outlook for today? So Florence, Alabama is in a level 2 threat as well. So you're kind of in that middle threat level because the scale today goes up to level 4. We're in a level 2 out of 4. So you're kind of in the middle threat, but definitely something that you do need to look out for because it's still a pretty decent threat for severe weather. So you got a 5% chance for tornadoes. So basically within a 25-mile radius of Florence, there's a 5% chance that a tornado could make touchdown in that area. And we do have ourselves a, let's see here, a 15% chance for damaging wind gusts, likely ranging between, 60 and 70 miles an hour. And in terms of hail, we are talking basically a 5% chance here for hail, ranging between 1 and maybe 2 inches in diameter overall. So that's kind of what we're looking like out there. So Florence, yes, you do need to be on the lookout for today. In terms of timing, it's going to be fairly late, I think, whenever the storms do arrive. I mean, if we take a look at the HRRR here, we'll go ahead and render the latest 15 Zulu that we do have. You can kind of see it's not going to be until right around midnight or so, potentially, until those storms roll through, kind of in a long line, as you can see. So yeah, this is midnight Eastern, so that actually you're in the Central Time Zone, I believe. So that'll be like 11 p.m. roughly. Don't take that time approximately, but it'll be sometime around the late evening today. Late evening, early morning. More than likely late this evening that you'll be having that line kind of roll through overall. So keep an eye on it, my friend. Keep an eye on it. Curious to see what the day 2 SPC is going to do, or curious to see what the SPC is going to do for the day 2 outlook. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So tomorrow we do have a big slight risk too. We're going to definitely be live tomorrow as well for coverage. We do got a 5% chance now and a massive 2% tornado risk here. You guys can see tomorrow. That's pretty big. 15% chance out there for damaging winds tomorrow and a 5% hail threat. But hey, man, we'll keep an eye on it for sure. But yeah, tabletop, you're in the marginal. You're in that level 1 threat as of right now. Let's see. Kat says, hey, W16, why are some people saying this is going to be like 2011 outbreak? For real, it's annoying. I don't think it'll achieve that magnitude. So if you, for the people who don't know, 2011, April 27th, I think, there was a major, a super outbreak of tornadoes. I don't think we're going to get anything near like that, per se, but still. I think there's going to be numerous tornadoes today, in which a few of them will likely be violent, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but it does seem quite possible. Do we got a PDS tornado warning? Why does that say a PDS tornado warning? Do we not? I don't think we have a tornado warning in effect here. I think that's the program glitching. Yeah, we don't have a tornado warning. So you guys see that in the bottom left that says PDS. I'm gonna need to contact somebody, let them know about that real quickly. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Hold on one second. All right. Anyways, yeah. So, back where we were. Definitely do need to be looking out there for today, though. For sure. But the main threat, like we mentioned, is going to be really popping off here. Sometime later this afternoon and evening. The main event here, as you can see, we're going to have a lot of prefrontal storms here later today. Those are going to be the ones that we really do need to look out for as well. The main line of storms sweeps through the enhanced risk pretty much early afternoon, and it enters like the moderate threat right around 5 p.m. roughly, so the evening time. It's certainly going to be fairly active today, so please be careful out there. Let's see. David says, let's see, Andrew, we in a tornado watch right now. What time the storm coming? Let's see. Here, let me pull up your area real quickly. So you are in, yeah, so you're in the moderate today. So it's going to be just a bunch of scattered thunderstorms from here on out, a couple of which will possibly be severe. But the main line of storms doesn't really come through until like 8 p.m., roughly 7, 8 p.m. or so. So we will see. We will see. Sometime this evening. See, I think, or Jill says, thank you, Andrew. No problem. See, the new outlook will expand in the moderate. I think the new outlook will expand in moderate. This is funny. I don't know. I don't know about all that, to be honest with you. Because as we approach our way later on down in time, let's say, where the end of that cutoff is, we start to run into less instability at that point. So there's not as much instability in the atmosphere at that point in time. So, yeah, that's that. Yeah, I don't know why that says PDS tornado warning, guys. Just ignore that in the bottom there. There's a bit of a glitch going on with this little system we have. Let's see here. See, I'm on the edge of getting the 2% in Tennessee. Fairly unlikely that you'll see anything like that. Whitney says, what about rough estimate timing for my area here? 39503. Okay, so you are in Gulfport, my friend. So according to HRRR, so from now on, pretty much, we could be seeing a bit of scattered thunderstorms, perhaps a few which could be severe. The line kind of comes through. This shows anywhere from like 10 to 2 a.m. It's quite a range, but sometime late this evening is whenever that line will kind of push through. It'll be nighttime though when that line comes through, and that's where pretty unfortunate though. For this event here is that there's going to be some heavy activity after sunset, which is going to make visibilities impossible. You're not going to be able to see or hear a tornado. So yeah, that's something that you definitely need to take into consideration, is that, yeah, you can't really see or hear them. Not to mention, with some of those tornadoes today, this line here that we do have, there could be some isolated tornadoes involved.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Okay, Harris, Texas, and Waller, Texas. We got a new tornado warning here. We'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, some of those tornadoes today could be embedded in that line, which could make things really even more impossible to see. Not because it's just nighttime, but because those curtains of rain could obscure it. Okay, so we have a tornado warning in effect. This is actually near Houston. Here, let's bring up our radar over here. So yeah, this is near Houston. We're gonna have to bring up our radar over here. So this includes, it looks like mostly rural areas here. Ooh, look at that. It's got a bit of a hook to it though. Oh shoot. They did update the day one outlook here. There is now a 45 significant threat for damaging winds. Still a moderate, but now a 45% chance for damaging wind gusts out there. So that includes like Jackson, Mississippi, Alexandria, Louisiana, Meridian, Mississippi, Vicksburg, Mississippi, Clinton, Mississippi. Jeez, dude. Okay, well, there's now a tornado warning in effect north of Katy, Texas, south of Hockley, east of Sunnyside, west of Jersey Village. It doesn't... Let me check on this here. Yeah, mostly rural areas. They even mentioned that in the warning text here. Or mainly over rural areas of southeastern Waller and west central Harris counties. Let me pull up velocity here, though. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, there definitely is some rotation in there. You can see right in here is a bit of rotation. Nothing on CC, so there's no confirmation right now. of any tornado on the ground. But there is rotation, and with rotation, there is usually sometimes a tornado. So keep an eye out there for that. David says, thanks for helping people. No problem, y'all. No problem. See, it's Florence, Alabama in the red in the new SPC. Let's look. Here, let me pull this up real quickly. Florence. I know where Florence is at. Yeah, so Florence up here. No, you're not in a moderate today. You're in a level 1, the level 1 severe weather threat overall. So that is that. Okay, it looks like he got it fixed. Let me refresh my thing real quickly. There you go. Yeah, so we do have a new tornado warning in effect. Once again, y'all, for Harris and Waller, Texas. So those are the counties. And like you mentioned, this includes Bridgeland. This includes Delrose, Fairfield. So there definitely is people in the area, for sure. Here, let me bring up the radar again. We're gonna bring up Houston's radar. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can see where that rotation is at right in here. Unfortunately, it is kind of near some people. This thing, let's see how fast this is moving. This thing's moving to the moving northeast at 30 miles an hour, so it's not super fast. Let's see, so it's moving here at 30 miles an hour. Hold on a minute. Let me do this real quickly. 30 miles an hour. Yeah, there's really no areas for it to list. But yeah, so it will be coming up here towards like Cypress, Delrose, Fairfield, Bridgeland, Texas. So a bit of a heads up there for you guys. Let's see here, Florence, Alabama is now in the red. See, red in the new SPC. Is it Florence? No, Florence, Alabama's not. Yeah, I don't know where you're getting that from. See, Florence, Alabama's up here. And the red is the moderate risk, in which the moderate risk, even with the new SPC, only includes a little sliver of western Alabama, which is far from Florence. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about there, man. But no, Florence is not in a moderate. Let's see here. Rough estimates for my area. Let's see. 39503. Did I already do this one? I think I did. I might have already done this. If not, then I'll do it again. See, we'll pull up HRRR here real quickly. So yeah, towards Gulfport area, regarding like the estimate of timing. So it's just gonna be a bunch of scattered storms for a bit. The main line doesn't really push through until like late this evening, early tomorrow morning. There in general. So that's that. Let's see here. Considered an upgrade to a high for this area, but will maintain ongoing moderate after consultation with local weather forecast offices. Whoa. So it does look like, see here, somebody in my Discord sent me this here, showing here that the Storm Prediction Center actually considered a high risk, considered an upgrade to a high risk for this area. That's, oh boy, but they didn't. So they thought about it. Let's see. The next outlook will be out at 20 Zulu UTC. That'll be in about what is it? So it's about 3 hours or so, right? About 3 hours and 19 minutes. We should have roughly a new update. So we'll see if they'd end up doing it or not. Since this morning, there's not a lot of convection. So since there's really not a lot of thunderstorm activity, you can see in the main risk area here, we do got some showers, some storms, but it's fairly convectionless in some of these regions here. So yeah, especially like Louisiana. So with the lack of convection in the morning, that could only allow for stronger, more potent convection in the evening. Because, like I mentioned, if we do get early morning convection, it basically, due to those thunderstorms, it floods the surfaces with cooler air, which the later storms would ingest that cooler air and wouldn't be as strong or as potent. But since there's a lack of convection this morning, that means that the atmosphere can fully get to its potential. Not really a good thing. Not really a good thing. But actively right now, like we mentioned, we do have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. We do have a tornado warning, like we mentioned, here in western, or just west of Houston, Texas here. This is for Cypress, Town Lake, Bridgeland. Oh, we got a 2-inch severe thunderstorm warning there for Deshaw, Arkansas. New warning just came through. But yeah, Delrose included in that tornado warning there too for eastern Texas, just slightly to the west of Houston here. So a bit of a heads up there for y'all. Let's see here. Yeah, for lime-size hail. Let's pull up Little Rock radar here. Oh, nice. My program just said nope. Here, let's restart that. But yeah, let's go and pull it up here. Yeah, so that's severe. I think it's mostly rural. Located near Dermot, moving northeast at 45. 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That is pretty significant hail. Yeah. I mean, we're already up to 2 inches in diameter. They did not upgrade the hail threat with the last assessment. No, we're not in a SIG threat for hail, which is kind of surprising, to be honest. But we now got a 45 SIG wind threat today. Pretty significant, if you ask me. And plus a 15% chance out there for tornadoes overall. So yeah, we're gonna definitely need to be actively watching this here. Like we mentioned, tomorrow too, guys, we're gonna need to be live as well. But all right, everybody. Well, here soon we're gonna go ahead and call it a stream. I got an appointment at 1 to 2 o'clock p.m. I have an internet guy coming over here. Supposedly looking at our internet because it's been being stupid lately. Today, it seems like it's working good, thankfully. Hopefully, it'll be that way later today. But yeah, we've been live for about an hour. We're going to go ahead and wrap up this briefing here. A little bit of coverage involved, actually. But we will be live again today for sure, okay? So make sure that you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys leave a like. And most importantly, share this channel with as many people as you guys can. That way we can help spread awareness. That way we can help you guys out, which, the information that I give here can certainly be life-saving. Saving information that you guys need in order to stay safe. And like I mentioned, we will be live today. I'm going to shoot for right around 4, maybe 5 o'clock or so. That's kind of when things I think are going to really be popping off, is around 4 or 5 o'clock or so. So we'll be live then, and I plan on streaming a long time today. So I got to really be on it today. But all right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining. You guys take care. Y'all, please be careful out there, okay? If you have any questions, feel free to join our Discord, which is in the description. You guys can check all that out. Once again, I appreciate everybody for joining us. Thank you all for hanging out with us here for today. Once again, you guys, please be careful out there. Make sure that you have a way of receiving warnings. Like I mentioned, we will be live later today. So make sure to join in later this evening. Turn on notifications. Like I said, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. Turn on those notifications. That way you guys can get alerted when we do so. But all right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you all later on. All right. See you later, guys. Catch you all in the next one.